Alessandro, what do you think about scale in AI systems? Is bigger always better in enterprise class solutions?
Hi, thanks for the question. I believe that bigger is always better when it comes with foundation models and LLMs. Whenever you don't have maybe time or you cannot put a lot of effort into optimizing what you have. In that case, it's better because if you think about fine-tuning solutions, um, fine-tuning or also implementing a RAG, that takes time, and also optimizing your prompt and your context when it comes with using LLMs takes time, and you need a strong team. So in these cases, I think going with a bigger LLM, it always adds some values, definitely. But then the question would be, is it always the good choice? In some cases, maybe it's not. In some cases, I believe it's better to optimize what you have to keep the cost down, costs that can easily increase, like when it comes with tokens usage. So in those cases, I think optimizes what you have and maybe diving into the classical prompt engineering or context engineering, which is that when we talk about context engineering, we're talking about sending the LLM only the information that the LLM needs to provide a reliable output. Maybe it's better to dive into those things instead of like going with always the bigger model and the smartest model, which has a lot of features most of the times we don't really use, I believe. Yeah.
What do you find as a real big important thing in foundation models nowadays?
I think what I'm actually talking about today is the effort we're putting into new usages and fields where we can apply foundation models. For instance, time series. Now we have this wave of foundation models being used for time series analysis and forecasting. This can be seen as a zero-shot model. So you don't need to do any training. You don't need data in order to teach the model something as we do in the for the classical machine learning algorithms, or we do with ARIMA or other machine learning models. But instead, you just use some sort of LLM, like foundation model made for time series. You can imagine foundation model, a huge LLM that knows everything about what happened in healthcare, like maybe some sort of energy or weather time series, all this data collected into one single model. And then you exploit it instead of doing training or instead of doing yourself like some going through some painful training sessions and training different models, and then you have data drift and so forth so on. You use something that is zero shot that knows everything about a lot of fields, and then you use it to predict what is going to happen in your field, for which in some cases you don't have data, so you cannot even do the training. This is something that I see often at the moment, and is not going to replace the classical way of doing time series analysis and forecasting. But it can be a very good baseline. And in some cases whenever you don't have data for doing proper training, this will be almost the only solution. So it is changing the field. Still a research topic, but I see a lot of packages, and also Amazon and Google putting a lot of effort into that with packages like Chronos or Times FM. So it's a real thing, and these are also, for the records, these are also small models, so you can easily download them, have them on your machine, and they only know what they need to know for doing time series analysis and forecasting. So these are not huge LLMs because they don't need to speak our language. It's just about working with numbers. So yeah, give it a try. It's yeah, my advice is to test them.
Why is it worth attending Data and AI Warsaw Tech Summit?
For me personally, is connecting with people like me, people that are like going through the same issues, that have maybe the same pain points that I have when I work with machine learning, with these new solutions, and the field is changing very fast, and it's overwhelming, even for me that I'm kind of working in a very cool sector, and I'm really happy about it, but it is overwhelming sometimes, and I need to connect to experts like me that are also maybe working in logistics or similar fields as I do, and understand what are the pain points, like how did you fix this problem, how did you manage to use this model to work on this specific class of problems. This is really valuable for me. So I think apart from the talks and what I can learn from experts, like connecting to them and understand what they're working on, that's probably the biggest takeaway.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you for having me here. Thank you.